Hello and welcome. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about XP, or more specifically, we're going to be talking about a super fast way that you can go through and earn XP in Season of the Risen and Destiny 2 The Witch Queen. Now, you're going to be able to gain the XP while you progress your goals and grind out things that you're already going to need to do to get the most out of the season and out of the Witch Queen DLC. So, what am I talking about? Well, if we open up our map here, this activity here, the PsyOps Battlegrounds, is something that you're going to need to grind a lot. If we go to our inventory, to get this Risen Umbral energy so that you can use the war table to focus your Umbral engrams into weapons that you want, so you can get the red bars for those weapons to obtain the patterns so you can craft them and customize them to the God Roll weapons. And along that same path, if we open up our map again and go to destinations, then we go to Sabathoon's Throne World. In Sabathoon's Throne World, we're going to go over here to the Wellspring, either attack or defend, it doesn't matter. We're going to click into this activity. We're then going to click down here where it says the Wellspring and it says the recommended power. We're going to click on that. And once you click on that, in both of these modes here, you're going to be able to see which weapon you can obtain from this activity. So currently, it is the Come to Pass auto rifle. And these weapons that you can obtain from the Wellspring are only obtainable from the Wellspring. So you need to go through and progress through the Wellspring here, do completions either on just the base difficulty or the master one, so that you can get the pattern for these weapons. And the reason why, if we go ahead and open up our quests here, sorry for this long tangent before I get into it, but if we open up our quests, there is this one here, the report relic data, and it requires you to shape Throne World weapons, which requires you to get a certain amount of red bar of each of these types of weapons that are only available from the Wellspring. Okay, so now that we have established that, since you can already see it on the right side of my inventory, where does the XP farm come in, right? Well, if we look here, these are PsyOps bounties. These are Cosmodrome bounties. These are EDZ daily bounties. And these are Gunsmith bounties. You can complete all of these bounties at the same time while going through and also leveling up red bars, like red bar weapons, at an incredible pace. So if we open up our destinations here, we go to map. On our map, we see this playlist that we showed earlier, the PsyOps Battlegrounds. In this PsyOps Battlegrounds, if you go through and complete this playlist, you will gain 56% on red bar weapons. However, you do not need to, if you don't want to, you do not need to use these red bar weapons at all during the actual mission. After you defeat the final boss, you have about 15 to 20 seconds where you can go through and swap out your weapons to whatever red bars you have just waiting in your inventory. So you can go through and use whatever weapons are required to complete all of these bounties. And then at the end of the mission, you can simply swap to your red bar weapons and you'll get the full progress for that. Plus, you'll get all of these bounties as well. To get the most out of these PsyOps Battlegrounds, you're going to need to get intel. So if we open up our inventory here and we look, we see psychogenic intel. So you're going to need this intel, 500 of this, to open up the chest in the PsyOps Battlegrounds that's going to reward you with this Risen Umbral energy. So that's why I mentioned both activities earlier, because you can simply cycle between the two. So when you have this intel that you can use to go and open the chests, you're going to grab your bounties and you're going to go through and you're going to do the PsyOps Battlegrounds. But when you do not have that energy, you're simply going to go to Sabathoon's Throne World and you're going to go over here and you're just going to run the Wellspring. When you complete this, you get around 200 plus, and throughout the encounter, like throughout the activity, you actually get rewarded plus 40 quite often from killing enemies. So you can actually go through and gain a decent amount of intel while doing this, while farming out your other weapons. And when you are doing the Wellspring, you're going to come over here to Finch, and you're going to grab Finch's daily bounties, and you're going to grab his bonus bounties. Now, Finch's bonus bounties are actually really easily completable in basically any activity in the throne world. So for this activity here, the Wellspring, you can progress Finch's bounties and Gunsmith bounties, so you can get repeatable bounties for both of those. And when we go over here to the PsyOps Battlegrounds, you're going to complete your EDZ bounties if you haven't completed those yet. You're going to complete your Cosmodrome bounties and your Cosmodrome repeatable bounties. You're going to complete your War Table bounties and your War Table repeatable bounties. And you're going to complete your Gunsmith bounties and your Gunsmith repeatable bounties. Now, combining all of this together gets you progress for the Season of the Risen by getting you the Risen Umbral energy. It also gives you progress by giving you red bar weapons from completing the PsyOps Battlegrounds. You will gain progress towards your patterns through getting red bar weapons from doing the Wellspring, both the attack and the defend for whatever weapon it currently is of that day. And you'll do the repeatable bounties with Finch and the Gunsmith there to get an insane amount of XP no matter what you're doing. Now, one thing that I did forget to mention is that you can actually go through and get these bounties and the repeatable versions of these bounties from Orbit. So all you have to do is download the Destiny 2 companion app on your phone and go ahead and log in. And when you do that, so when you're in Orbit, when you're in the tower, or when you're in the helm, you can actually go through and purchase these bounties, and they will end up on your character. So if I go ahead here, I can purchase a bounty. So I'll go ahead and purchase a couple of Xur bounties here. It does sometimes take a few seconds to go ahead and load in, but you can see that all three of them just popped up on the screen there, and those are daily bounties. By using the app on your phone, Destiny 2 Companion app, this just means that you can travel to one of the locations and you can get all of the bounties. So for example, I can travel back to the tower to go and get my Gunsmith bounties, and then I can refresh my bounties from Finch, I can refresh my bounties from the War Table, and I can also get the EDZ bounties if I haven't picked those up yet. So you can maximize your bounties here in the shortest amount of time, and just make it simple on yourself. Just travel to one location and you can buy the bounties from the other locations. Now, this will be very expensive on Glimmer, so there's a few things that you can do. Obviously, if you have a ton of legendary shards, you can simply go to the tower, and in the tower at the Cryptarch, you can purchase Glimmer for straight legendary shards or for planetary materials if you have a bunch of those. But what you can also do is go to your inventory, and you can activate these Rainmakers, and it says a Glimmer extractor found in the scraps of a lucky dismantle. Precision kills have a chance to create a shower of Glimmer. Now, the downside to this is you do have to run over the Glimmer and pick it up, but this is one thing that you can do. Another thing, if we go back to our character screen here, you can go to details on your ghost shell. And in the third category here, we'll see a slot here where it says increase Glimmer by 5, 10, 20, 35, 50, and 65%. So if you're running this activity, you could figure out whatever balance you want to. So we would take off the activity one, and you would figure out whatever balance you wanted between your XP gained and your Glimmer, so that you can always get those bonus bounties, which cost 3,000 Glimmer each. So you can always get those and just continuously have the XP going. Because if you have this on max, so 6, so you're getting the max 12%, but you're barely getting repeatable bounties, you're missing out on a ton of extra experience. So it would definitely be more worth in that case. If you're earning the Glimmer from killing things, it would be more worth to grab this one here. But if you're purchasing Glimmer while in the tower, then you don't have to worry about that at all, and you can set these other ones to whatever options you would like. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody.